So I want to set the stage real quick about the conditions of how I took these photos. Yesterday in Chicago, it rained the entire day. So I have the iPhone SE here and I pitted it against my Pixel 4. Almost the entire time it was just raining and there were clouds. So there were no like blue skies, no sunny shots. We'll save that for another video. I did take some night shots. I did take some in lower light. So here we go. In this first set of shots, you'll see the iPhone SE, how can I say it? It pumps the whites up throughout, something you'll see in the entirety of this video. Look at the whites on the flag, look at the concrete on the floor, and while that might look more appealing, it isn't as realistic as what you find on the Pixel 4. And it also starts to wash out if you look at the upper left of the photo here with the overcast sky. At 100% crop, you'll notice that it also loses detail when it comes to the wrinkles in the Chicago flag, often smoothing the overall photo out. But in a lot of cases, it also can't compete in terms of clarity and detail that the Pixel 4 offers, as evidenced by the lettering here or the foliage below. I give this one to the Pixel 4. In this next set of shots, you have a little more of the same. Good shots overall, perhaps a bit warmer on the iPhone SE. At 100% crop, the detail looks good on both, with the only real difference in its color palette. But again, in the upper left portion of these photos, the iPhone SE is just a tad softer overall. You see it wash out the edges of the building here, while the Pixel 4 retains more detail. And yeah, the edges of the building are more pronounced, but there's a good amount of purple fringing due to the brightness in the sky. So kind of give and take. Here, both of these shots are completely different. The Pixel 4 a lot cooler in temp, but also maybe more realistic than the iPhone SE. Again, it was raining, it was overcast, but I do prefer the color profile on the iPhone SE here. At 100% crop though, the iPhone SE has deeper blacks and brighter whites, but doesn't offer the same detail, doesn't offer the same clarity, and it doesn't offer the same quality as the Pixel 4. The same holds true here. Look at the top left portion on the iPhone SE. It's just way too bright. It's something that I've been finding out on multiple shots throughout this day. Like, it's on the brink of washing out. And while both of these shots would be fine for just about any social media posts, it's really only fair to point out these nuances. At 100% crop, again, the Pixel 4 holds its color and detail better. In this set, you see the iPhone SE really trying to pump up the whites again here, while the Pixel 4 looks more realistic. At 100%, the detail still goes to the Pixel 4. You can see the droplets of water here, or even the creases in the white petals of these flowers. Real quick, this mark over here is rain falling, which is also why I had my glasses off, because it had started to come down. In this set of portrait shots though, both did a pretty decent job. Just FYI, when it comes to portraits, the Pixel 4 always takes a much closer shot than iPhones. I had to take about a step back to make it more comparable. I'll go through this in a future video. This was taken with the iPhone SE. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. So real quick, again, overall, the blur, the bokeh looks pretty good for what it is, especially for the iPhone SE. But let's kind of go zoom in, and the first thing that I notice is right here. It looks like my face got cut off, and I think it's because of my glasses. I know that with other shots where I have glasses on, sometimes like this portion here doesn't get like blurred out because I think the AI is just having issue with it. But this is the first time I've seen a phone just cut my face off. But otherwise, it's not bad. You know, it might have, as far as edge detection, it looks pretty good from what I see. There might be a little hiccup over here, and then there's a bit over here as well, but otherwise it's pretty clean. As we move down here though, I noticed that in between my arms isn't perfect, and here maybe not so much either, but for the most part, it's a pretty clean shot. I can't complain for what it gives you at $400. Now, this here is the Pixel 4. Now remember, this little mark here is the rain. It's not, you know, it's not a mess up. If you're wondering, here's a zoomed in shot of my hat, and obviously it's wet. That's why my glasses were off. But edge detection is really good. The thing I've noticed is when I zoom in some of this, I don't know if the edges are as refined. What they might be doing is just blurring it altogether, like a slight blur on the edges to kind of, I don't know, maybe just make it look a little more in sync. As I do scroll down though, you'll notice here too that even though this is blurred, it's not as much as what you're seeing from the outside, and towards the bottom here as well, it's not as good. One set isn't going to be the real test. Let me take a few more, let me dedicate a video solely to it, and we'll go from there. As we head into low light, I was actually pleasantly surprised to see the iPhone do as well as it did. Now, I wasn't hoping for much since the iPhone SE has no night mode, it doesn't have deep fusion, but this shot came out pretty decent. There's a bit more exposure, however, that also tends to wash out certain spots, and that's more prominent when we crop to 100%. You can see that with the Lotto sign not being as legible, the M neon sign right below it as well, with just an overall haze throughout. These next set of shots look equally as good, but the extra hint of clarity and detail go to the Pixel 4. Both great shots though. Again, the Pixel 4 gets the edge. At 100% crop, the Pixel 4 is able to contain from overexposing the neon light. That's not to say the iPhone SE isn't doing a good job, but the Pixel 4 has been doing it better. Here, the Pixel 4 again does a better job keeping things balanced without overexposing. You do get a bit of that on the iPhone SE, that washes away some of this shot. And while we've now gone through 4 low light shots, I should let you know that I haven't even used night sight yet on the Pixel 4. Take that for what you will. I just wanted to showcase that the Pixel 4 can still hold its own without a night mode. This was taken in really dark conditions, and I was pretty impressed that the iPhone was able to brighten up this building while it was a bit harder for the Pixel 4. Do note, however, that at 100% crop, the Pixel 4 has less background noise and contains this neon light much better than the iPhone SE. Now, in my opinion, I would rather have that than have the rest of the building show, because I was trying to focus on this neon light. This shot was also taken without night sight, but here's what it looks like with it on. The iPhone SE still shows the building on the left and the entryway to the right a lot better. And in this final set of shots, both were pretty good, surprising me again with the iPhone SE. You'll see the Pixel 4 has a bit more clarity, but also overexposes a tad bit with the street light in the back and the light of the window up here. And with the power of night sight though, the alley really shows a lot more than what the iPhone SE can offer. Overall, the iPhone SE, I felt like it held its own for the most part at a $400 price point. But with that being said, the Pixel 4 can be had right now for $500. Now, this isn't the end all be all to photo tests, but this is a good start to it. This is why I'm just naming this round 1, because I want to get more in depth with the portrait shots. I want to take a couple shots during the day when there are blue skies out, when it's sunny out, because I know the iPhone 11 had issues when it came to lens flare. So that's something I want to test out too. I'm going to have a compilation, try to put all these together, do round 1 and then round 2 with other different scenarios and then test it again. I want to do video tests as well. So there's a lot more to be said when it comes to just both of these phones in terms of its camera. But right now, the way I see it, so far the Pixel 4 edges out the iPhone SE when it comes, or when we're talking in terms of photo quality, when we're talking in terms of night shots. But for the most part, at a $400 price point, the iPhone SE, again, is holding up pretty well. But let's not forget, right now, the Pixel 4 can be had at $500. So that extra $100, if camera quality is your top priority, if it is the top priority, you might want to save that extra $100 for the Pixel 4. But again, we're nowhere close to testing all of this out yet. There's still video. I've heard the video is amazing on the iPhone SE, but I still want to be the judge of that. So stay tuned. I got more videos coming around. And real quick before I end this video, if you're new to this channel, I do stream Monday through Fridays at 12 p.m. Central, a segment that I call Tech News that Jerome Ortega finds interesting, pretty much engaging with chat, talking to the community about any new tech news, just kind of seeing what's going on a daily basis. I also do have an Instagram and a Twitter. You can find me there at Phone Jerome. I'm pretty active on both platforms at this point. And if you want to be a bigger supporter, you can support me through Patreon as well. So you can go to patreon.com/Jerome Ortega. And I think that's it. So I'll leave it at that. I'll see you guys in the next one.